Yo, what is up, my boys? UFC London just took place, and it was a pretty good card. I went 11-2 with predictions, and let's get started with the breakdown, starting with Chanel Dyer and Ravina Oliveira. This was a pretty good fight. I predicted Chanel Dyer was going to win by TKO or decision. I did actually personally bet on Chanel Dyer winning by TKO, which was a pretty good underdog pick. Now, this fight was really good. Chanel Dyer looked very good. She looked very aggressive. A very fun female fighter, and it is always nice to see a female fighter get a TKO, because usually that doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's an absolute banger. Now, this one was nice, but it was more so just Chanel Dyer being good and Ravina Oliveira not wanting to really be there. She got hit by a left hook and then just got dazed and kind of just, got hit a couple more times, and then she kind of gave up, fell to the floor, turned up to the ref, and basically just said, "Oh," and then the ref just stopped the fight. So, fair enough, it was a good stoppage. Chanel Dyer did a pretty good job. So, it was a pretty good way to start the card, rather. Next up, we move up to Shamrock versus Abdul Karim Al-Salwadi. Now, this one pisses me off because I went with Shamrock. I bought into the hype of everyone else, and I was like, fuck it. Let's give him one more chance. But honestly, I knew he was garbage. When I saw him on the first fight, there's just no way this guy's going to beat anybody in the UFC. And Abdul Karim Al-Salwadi is not all that, but, he made the fight look competitive, which honestly, I think it's a negative towards Abdul Karim Al-Salwadi, because I think you should be finishing Shamrock pretty easily, if you're actually that good. Otherwise, you're both just shit, because Shamrock I feel so bad, but he's bad. He's not a good fighter. Honestly, I would take a year off and just get better at striking, because, bro, you seem scared to be in there. You seem like you're worried to be in there. And then also, you're a submission guy. You're a jiu-jitsu guy. What the hell are you doing striking for the first 2 rounds? Come on, get it, mix it up a little bit. Also, you tried 6 takedown attempts and you only got 1. That's absolute cheeks. You cannot be doing that in the UFC, man. Especially if that's your specialty. You've got a problem. I mean, honestly, I think fucking Jubilee would beat both of them. I think he would get both of them out of there. So they're both not that great, but at least Abdul Karim Al-Salwadi seems like he can get better. Let's do it. Abdul Karim takes the win. This is my first wrong prediction, I guess. But we move on. Next up, we got Louis Sutherland, Brandon Perecic. Louis Sutherland is an absolute fucking glob. We knew this. I said Brandon Perecic would get a first-round knockout probably, or TKO. I actually don't remember what I said at all, honestly. But I know I had Brandon Perecic winning, and he won. Louis Sutherland has that puncher's chance where as soon as the fight starts, he looked really good for about 10 seconds. Once that failed, that he didn't get a knockout, it was just Brandon Perecic all day. He fucked him up, took him to the ground and beat him up there. Louis Sutherland was just covering up his head in the turtle position, and honestly, garbage. He's not the guy that he used to be on the regional scene. He's absolutely garbage. He's a fat blob. He's not on the gear anymore. And he's terrible. I don't know what the fuck Louis Sutherland is doing here. Like I said, he's a heel hook marauder victim, and I just cannot trust you whatsoever. Anyways, Brandon Perecic gets the TKO win, and we move on. Mantas contra Tadavicius versus Antonio Tracoli. Now, Antonio Tracoli is garbage. He's a poker player. That's all he does. Do that, brother. Do that, because you are garbage. You suck. You do not belong in the UFC. But at the same time, Mantas contra Tadavicius. What are you doing? You should get a finish on this fight. Easy. It should be an easy fight to win. I don't know what you're doing, but anyways, he almost got the finish a couple of times, but I think he was worried about gassing out, so I'm glad that he didn't, because that would have been really bad if he did. But he didn't, so he got the decision win. It is what it is, but good stuff. I did get this one right as well. So next on, we move on. Mario Pinto versus Felipe Franco. Honestly, kind of shit fight. It was fine. It was fine, but they were both scared of getting knocked out. So they were both just kind of patter-patting at a distance, and there was a couple of times where you were like, oh shit, something's going to happen. And then nothing happened. But it was overall just a nice technical fight. Again, Mario Pinto does show that he knows exactly how to win a fight, whether it be by decision, whether it be by submission, whether it be by grappling or this or that. He is really good. So that's what I said I liked about Mario Pinto a lot, is that he will make the right decisions to win. And he did. Felipe Franco swings like crazy. He's got crazy power. I understand fully why Mario Pinto did not want to fully engage, because all it takes is one proper hit from Felipe Franco and you're out. So honestly, smart decision. Obviously, we always want to see blood, but smart decision by Mario Pinto. Took the decision win, and we move on. Next up, we got Nathaniel Wood versus Losini Keita. Now, this is the second one I got wrong. I predicted Losini Keita was going to win by TKO or decision. I have seen Nathaniel Wood get outpaced or TKO, or not TKO, but rather like beat up pretty bad in the past, almost TKO'd. And I thought that was going to happen again. But honestly, I should have known. I should have trusted my gut. Any fighter from another organization is garbage. They never win. They never do. They are always really bad. They are not UFC caliber. They are not UFC caliber. Simple as that. So Losini Keita did okay, but he didn't beat Nathaniel Wood by any means. I saw a couple people saying robbery. Fuck off. Nathaniel Wood won that fight, even though I wanted Losini Keita to win. Nathaniel Wood got it, and respect on him. We gotta put some respect on his name, because he got this win versus Losini Keita, and he also beat Jose Jesus Delgado. And that's a tough fight to beat as well. So we move on. Mason Jones versus Axel Sola. Now, this was a crazy fight. I did say that Axel Sola was going to either get a first-round knockout or that Mason Jones was going to drag him into deep waters, and that is exactly what happened. Axel Sola basically knocked him out in the first round with a spinning elbow, but Mason Jones got up immediately and just started laying it on him and just, got a second win and just fucking started beating the hell out of Axel Sola and landed a nasty, nasty knee to the face and just opened up his cheek and just blood everywhere. It was terrible. And so Axel Sola, after the second and third round, started slowing down. On the third round, he got like a Hail Mary takedown where he basically pinned Mason Jones on his head. And I thought for a moment that Mason Jones would probably get knocked out in that moment. Fortunately, he didn't, and he got up immediately. And after that, I think Axel Sola just kind of got demotivated and, kind of lost all hopes after seeing that his best effort got ignored that easily by Mason Jones, and he just got up. And then Mason Jones just started doing the Muay Thai clench knees to the body against the fence, and he was waiting for the ref to stop it, but the ref never stopped it. And props to Axel Sola, because holy fuck, bleeding that much and still having that dog in you. It's his first loss in his career. I think it's 10-1 now, but I think he's going to be pretty fucking good. I think he's got to rest up that cut and wait for it to probably properly heal. But he's going to be pretty fucking good on this division because he has heart, and Mason Jones does too. So I think I'm really happy to see that both of these guys are really fucking good. And next up, we go to the main card. We got Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. Now, this was a pretty good underdog that I picked. I picked Danny Silva to win. And I did it based off one thing. We know that whenever a fighter goes from the Dana White Contender Series into the actual UFC, it's a big change, especially when you're taking on somebody that's really, really good. And Danny Silva is no joke. And for Curtis Campbell, it's just too much too soon. And we knew that he was, not everybody knew, but I was thinking that Danny Silva went to a decision with Kevin Vallejos, and we know what Kevin Vallejos has been doing. So for Danny Silva to make it a very competitive fight against Kevin Vallejos, Curtis Campbell is not on that level at all. So this fight was really good, but Curtis Campbell basically had Danny Silva in a triangle for the first round. After the first round, Danny Silva basically thought to himself, I cannot be taken down again and held, because that will happen for the next 2 rounds. So I got to finish this fight, and he did. He got an immediate TKO 30 seconds into the fight. I dropped him twice until the ref stepped in, and it was over. And Pink Panther, he gets pink really fast. He looked like he was battered. So anyways, Danny Silva gets the TKO win, and we move on. Roman Dolidze, Christian Leroy Duncan, this is exactly what we thought it was going to be. Honestly, people were undermining Roman Dolidze a little bit. He is a little bit underrating, rather. He's a little bit better than people think, and so he was able to survive all the way to a decision, but he's not as good on the striking, but he is really good on the grappling. So props to Christian Leroy Duncan for surviving as well. There was a couple times where a submission attempt was possible, but he knew what to do. So he's ranked now. I don't think he's going to get too far. I think somebody else with better grappling is going to absolutely school him. But we'll see. I mean, he survived against Gregory Rodriguez. I could see him having some success in the rankings, but I can see everybody else just trying to grapple him and grapple fuck him because he could. So anyways, he gets a decision win. We move on. Iwo Barianiuski versus Austin Lane. I feel bad. I made this pick. I said Iwo Barianiuski is going to win by TKO, or by knockout rather, and he absolutely slimed Austin Lane. And Austin Lane just makes me feel so bad because I know he was a former NFL player, and then moves over to the UFC and gets knocked out every fucking fight. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get more knocked out, or knocked out more times than Austin Lane, rather. It makes me feel sad. It's like, God, if that was like a family member of mine, I'd be like, brother, I feel so bad, but you gotta stop. You gotta stop because you're gonna have some serious fucking CTE. This guy, again, he has the craziest glass chin I've ever seen. And you're moving from heavyweight down to light heavyweight. You do not have lighter man skill. And you're not a crafty vet. You cannot do this. This is a terrible decision. And even if so, you're fighting smaller guys, but you're the tallest guy in the UFC right now, besides Volkov, I believe. Use your fucking teep kicks. Use your teep kicks to keep the distance. Use your legs. Use kicks. Fucking stop trying to engage on striking because you don't have it. You're not built like that, brother. Anyways, Iwo Barianiuski takes that first round KO again. I think he's 8-0, 8 wins by first round finish. That's really impressive. Next on, we move on to Michael Venom Page versus Sam Patterson. This has to be the worst fight in UFC history. Sam Patterson wanted to bang. He wanted to get in there and send to the fire, but Michael Venom Page would just back up, and then hop around the fucking the octagon and just do nothing. And my God, on your own hometown, brother, this has to be top 3 worst fights of all time. I don't even want to talk about it. I never want to see a Michael Venom Page fight ever again. I want somebody to put a gun to his head and say, hey, if you don't fucking stand and bang, you're out. You're out. I'm sorry, just retire. You're 38 years old. If you don't want to strike, if you don't want to stand and bang, just go do, karate. Go do something else. Go do taekwondo, brother. Anyways, he gets the decision win. I did predict that as well, so I got that one right, but I'm not happy with it. Next up, we got Luke Riley versus Michael Aswood Jr. Now, this was a pretty fun fight. Luke Riley won by decision. It was a nice fight. Michael Aswood Jr. is pretty good, but he does get hit a lot. Luke Riley is very susceptible to getting hit as well. He leaves his chin exposed quite a bit. And I think as he goes on into his UFC career, if he doesn't fix that, he's going to get absolutely fucking chinned. But for the time being, he's pretty good, and it was a pretty good fight. Pretty competitive, but Michael Aswood Jr. is pretty good. So, good fight. Luke Riley takes the decision. And last but not least, we got Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy. Now, I owe Movsar Evloev an apology because he actually did pretty fucking good. So, Movsar Evloev, I don't know what got into him. I don't know if Hunter Campbell in the back said, hey, you gotta put up a fucking goddamn performance or you're not getting that title fight, even if you do win by grapple fucking. And I think he took that personally because he went out there and stood and banged for 3 full rounds versus Lerone Murphy. It was pretty fucking good. And honestly, the craziest part about it, he outstruck Lerone Murphy for the first 3 rounds, in my opinion. I know he lost the second round. You know what? Actually, there's a whole controversy about Movsar Evloev. How did he win? I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. He clearly won round 1, clearly tied up, I guess, round 3, and clearly won round 4 and 5. So 1, 3, 4, and 5. And Lerone Murphy got round 2, if at all, honestly. Because even then, I remember seeing Movsar Evloev hitting with some nasty shots, with some nasty over right hands, and Lerone Murphy was just kind of getting beat up out there. So I don't see where the controversy is at. I do get it was tricky, but Movsar Evloev, in my opinion, completely easily won. And I would have been happy with a Lerone Murphy, knockout or something, but he was also afraid to stand and bang. He did not want to fully go into the fire. And honestly, I felt like Movsar Evloev was more willing to throw himself out there. So he really wanted to make a statement. And honestly, in my opinion, he did, because I owe him an apology. That was a really good fight. And my respects to Movsar, because I was really, really impressed. I did not think he was going to do that good. He looked better in the striking than Lerone Murphy did. He looked better in the grappling. And then when he decided he went 3 full rounds without doing a single takedown attempt. And then he did 10 takedowns in the last 2 rounds and would just take him down easily and hold him there for a little bit, put in a couple of strikes and then let him back up and then do it again. So, crazy pace. It was a really good fight. Movsar Evloev, I was very impressed, and he takes the win. Majority decision. So, that was UFC London, guys. I went 11-2. I wish I would have trusted my gut. I would have been 12-1. So, regardless, I'll do better on the next one. But, hell yeah, it was a pretty good fight. I'm going to rate it 7 out of 10. It could have been a little bit better if we didn't have such a fucking stain on the card with MVP. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So, I appreciate it very much. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, and help me grow out this channel. I really appreciate it. And once again, thank you so much for watching.